Hey everyone, time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Friday to everyone. It was a quiet day in the shop today. I was here all by myself, except for a couple of people stopping by to say hi. So pretty much focused on the Buggy number 2, this being Buggy number 1 for those of you that follow us. So this one, long story short, if anyone's new here, this Buggy was a donor Buggy that somebody bought with a off-brand body on it, and they have a new Manx body. They were going to swap the Manx body onto the donor, but the chassis, which is not this chassis, was a piece of garbage, but all the drivetrain was pretty much new and really nice. So long story short, they got a new chassis, which is this one from our friends at Brian Washburn shop, and then had us switch everything onto this chassis, and then they're going to bring over the body and have us build it up from there. And so it's going to be basically this, except in blue. So I can't wait to see these two buggies in the shop, both with the metal flake, one in red, one in blue. Gonna look killer. Very excited. So yeah, so today we had previously stripped the old chassis and had everything off, and as of yesterday, it was all stripped, and this one was bare, and now this one is pretty much all put together, as you can see, with the exception of the motor going in. And it doesn't necessarily make any sense to put the motor in this chassis if we're going to be putting the body on, and you got to get up underneath here and mount stuff, and wire it up, kind of do a lot of wiring kind of up underneath here where the wires go for the tail lights and stuff. So with a motor there, it would just be in the way. And so since we're going to be doing most of that stuff, it just doesn't make any sense. So I will probably squirrel the motor away somewhere, maybe in our container or something, out of the way and safe and sound until we're ready for it. But for now, I think this chassis is pretty much ready to receive its body. I didn't finish the pedal assembly. As you can see, they're kind of flopped over there because we didn't have there's like a little piece of formed metal thing that goes right there that sets the pedals as far as like how they sit in the car. And we didn't have that piece because the crappy donor chassis had some homemade thing which was not at all compatible with the real mounting, how it's supposed to be. So got to buy one of those little things, kind of a little L-shaped deal. And then I can finish setting up the pedals. And he had a shortening kit on a clutch cable, which uses totally different threads than what a real clutch cable uses. This clutch cable is pre-made to length from Brian Washburn, so it's already set 14 1/4 inches shorter than a standard VW one, but it's got the correct threads on and everything. Super bitchin' piece here, definitely worthwhile instead of cutting a bug length one and putting some hokey end on it or something. This is as high or higher quality than one that you'd buy for say a bug. So anyway, long story short, we didn't have the nuts that go on here on the clutch throwout arm, so got to get those and a few other pieces. But yeah, other than some small details like that, this is pretty much ready to go. Actually, let me back up a little. The other thing is, the other chassis, the whole e-brake thing was like welded closed. There was no provisions on there at all for an e-brake. The customer wants an e-brake, which is a really good idea. So I'm going to have a pair of shortened e-brake cables made. We can do that. And so I'm going to have to pull the back wheels and tires and drums off and see what, if anything, I'm missing inside the brake mechanism. There's supposed to be a lever in there which the cable pulls on. I don't know if it's in there or not, but I got to pull it off and see what's in there. And anyway, it has to come off to route the emergency brake cables. So, but yeah, other than some little things like that, this thing is pretty much ready to start thinking about dropping a body on. So that's pretty exciting. It's going to go very fast because the whole drivetrain of this Buggy was built already. We're just kind of like starting with already built drivetrain and attaching it to this pan after stripping it off the other one, and then go together pretty quick. Versus this one, which was a complete restoration that we have literally done everything on it. This one is a little bit different in that regard. So that is pretty much what I worked on today, guys. Just getting this thing to what I like to call giant skateboard status. Not the only one that calls it that, but I think it's fairly hilarious, so I like calling it that too. So it's Friday, so that's it for this week. Maybe in tomorrow. I may pop up a bonus episode this week, a Saturday day in the life of vintage classic specialist. No promises, we'll see, but I may make it over here and get a few things done. So if I don't see you guys tomorrow, then I will certainly see you on Monday, and hope everyone has a good weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye.